repo guy. Oh my, I don't know what to say. This is amazing.
I'm connected. I say we give it a minute to let the crowds gather.
We'll give it a minute. We'll go to an intermission. I'll get some coffee, and
oh my god, my heart is beating so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, play the salty song for us.
We'll take an intermission while everybody comes back, and we'll play the salty song.
All right.
You're disgusting.
Ew. So gross.
What's your problem? Look at your face.
When I come around, why you keep your mouth tight? Yeah, why you always moan every time we outside? Hey, when I put it down, they say that's about right. Yeah, because I'm in my zone, number 169. Looking too saucy, oh my. Why so salty? French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, why so salty? French fries, why so faulty? Jesus Christ, smelling like a job bitch. Need wipes, and why you still talking? Keep quiet, cause I can be a softie, but you a big knight. Get with the fucking program. I'm just not affected, you so petty, you a grown man. You look so pathetic, read it, and I never wrote back. Envy so majestic, feather, where the Oaks at? Can't breathe, guys, sounding like General Grievous. I know that you see us, please, won't you pay for all your visas? Leave us, try your fucking peanuts, why you wanna be us? Hurry up and keep up my Jesus. Looking too saucy, oh my. They just stay salty. French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, they just stay salty. French fries.
When they see us, bet we made their stomach twist up. Make them eat the worst they were using when they dissed us. Now they're quiet, now there's nothing left to discuss. Please just give that phone to your sisters, they missed us. They just wanna blow us kisses, he's missed us. Nothing like us, not at all, it's just us. Only taking top 2 when they list us. Anything else, then your panel's fucking ridiculous. Twisting up your face like an idiot. You don't even get it yet, you're too busy living on the internet. Get yourself a ticket, come and see the set. Stop being fucking ignorant. Idiot.
When I come around, why you keep your mouth tight? Yeah. And why you always moan every time we outside? When I put it down, they say that's about right. Yeah, because I'm in my zone, number 169. Ooh, looking too saucy, oh my. They just stay salty. French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, they just stay salty. French fries. Too saucy. Oh my, why so salty?
Turn down for what? They can't hold us down. Get ready, get pumped. Guess who's back? You know it. The Salty Pancake Show is about to start soon.
Okay.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
I'm back, baby!
Did you miss me?
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on! This is my home! They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here!
And
I would like to start out by pointing out this is for educational purposes only. So go ahead, try to strike me.
Yeah, that's right. And Salty does not have a channel on YouTube. Therefore, he is not banned from nothing or can not be evading a ban if you are banned from nothing.
And I don't give a fuck.
Fair use, baby.
I don't give a fuck about YouTube. I use you for free advertisements, so suck it.
Rumble is a lot better, a little bit more complicated, but
Not once you get the hang of it.
better. No,
I'm over there. I'm over there like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, it's real funny. Yeah, you can't get trespassed from YouTube.
Yeah, you fucking dumbasses.
Your eyes can't get trespassed from YouTube, and you're really not on a YouTube.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Stream if you're on-
Terrorists have YouTube channels.
Yeah,
Terrorists.
these people come up with some fucking amazing shit, don't they?
They freaking are on there literally like decapitating people and they have channels, but you're come on.
No. What it is Jim has been running from the truth, hiding from the truth, covering and masking from the truth. His brother knows the truth.
Ready or not.
Miss T knows the truth. They all know the
She
truth.
might not. She's pretty dumb.
You think so?
She's a dumb bitch if I've ever met one in my life.
You think they just use her?
Listen, come on. What more? A cow don't do much but graze. That's all she's good for.
Moo moo.
Well, she's not grazing enough because, obviously the snakes keep hiding, but
Yeah.
She's big enough to hide behind.
we've had to take the mower to our pasture just to even find these motherfuckers. Oh!
Ready or not. Here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly.
Let's get back to the most exciting segment of this show. The Rolling Stones article. Dude, I've been waiting for this forever.
Dude, I love that fucking thumbnail. I love it. Like it's because they're so it's minimal,
The
but
cash.
they're so yes. Oh, I love it.
They brain teased you right there, and that is really
It's
good of you to
accurate.
point that out.
Yes.
Instead of highlighting the missing, they highlighted the dollar sign.
Yes.
Man, let's get right into it, you guys.
Oh!
Let me zoom in on this. All right. Here is the story. Shout out to Ashley Easterling.
Yes, man. She has been a soldier and took it on the chin and been like, she's got the worst from him and she has never backed down. And I only hope that if I was ever in her situation that I could have the strength and the courage that she's never, ever back her down.
And she's giving out every dirty detail.
Yep. And she has not stopped fighting.
No, never. Just because she's quiet doesn't mean that she's, sometimes you just got to let shit play out. And I guess this is what she meant when she kept telling me that.
Every day she's still out there looking for her boy who is still missing, you guys.
By herself. Well, her family, but with no law enforcement help and no help from these scroungy fucks that know what happened to him.
She is going to get a
I
lot
have
of
my
help now.
flowers growing right now.
Ashley Easterling is the spotlight of this Rolling Stone
As it should be.
magazine article, as it should be, highlighting the headache of Jim Terry. And let's get into it. Ashley Easterling's son had been missing for 40 days.
Wait. You're missing the first paragraph.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, it's
The title.
picture.
The title.
No, it's
Oh,
not the title. It's underneath the title. It's a little, but it starts with Jim Terry. You can't miss it.
Oh, I thought I read that one. Let me get back into it again.
Yeah, but these people weren't here.
Oh, that's right. We have connected.
Yeah.
Let's get right back into it. The Rolling Stones article, Jim Terry, the one that we've been waiting for since November.
The one you've been bragging about, Jim Terry.
The one that's gonna
go ahead, ladies.
That's
Matter of
gonna
fact, ladies,
skyrocket his career.
Ladies, you do it better than me.
Hold on, I'll do the drum roll. You do the rest, Alice.
They hired a PI to find missing loved ones. He turned them into what? YouTube content.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, Salty. Fuck the bullshit. Let's go.
Jim.
Your turn.
Jim Terry. Ooh,
My leg
I
is so
cringe when I
red.
think about that name. has become a true crime star by vlogging
He's a vlogger.
about his missing persons cases. Not YouTubing.
Vlogging. That's so just
That's like the
minimal.
lowest of the lowest.
Yes.
That's like, you're at the bottom of the barrel.
That's like, okay, yeah, I went on
No
Facebook
offense,
Live.
Candace, your blogging's different.
No, that's blogging.
different.
This is vlogging. This is like cringy. Like, let's go ride around and watch me kayak, like Zanime type shit.
It's with the V.
Yeah. Blech. It's insulting. It's to actual creators because you don't do it. You just drive around and don't do anything. It's creatively, you're just doing stuff like just driving around and stuff. You're not actually making content like that.
Stinky. Oh, sorry. Back to Jim.
She don't do anything now. She hides.
Bella V, sorry, not even close.
Yes.
Let's drop that to 3. Jim Terry. Some families who hired him claim his involvement and his posts only made their nightmares worse. Wow.
What? Worse?
Repeat that. I didn't quite hear that.
One more time.
Whoa.
Say it again a little bit louder for the people way back there in the back.
Some families who hired him claim his involvement and his posts only made their nightmares worse.
Mic drop.
Credit to Jessica Lucas from Rolling Stones in writing this article.
May
Amazing.
2nd, 2023, which is today.
Just today, just dropped, you guys.
Check your calendar. We are not lying. You heard it here first. Because I'm sure Jim's not breaking it.
Oh, absolutely not. Jim
Oh,
will not.
you can't make stuff like this up.
This is gold. This is beyond gold.
It's like that platinum shit. Yeah, yeah.
platinum.
And Rolling Stone is a major company.
Dude, he's so fucked.
Oh, he's so fucked. Can you imagine Googling
He better
Jim
drop
Terry
that
now?
fictitious business and let it go. Let it go.
Can you imagine Googling Jim Terry after we keep spamming the shit out of tagging Rolling Stone, Jim Terry, tagging Rolling Stone? That's all people are going to see.
Sucks to suck.
Fuck, Jim, you got the movie career you wanted, buddy.
You're a star.
You're a star. You fucking loser.
Woohoo. Fuck around and find out.
Let's get into some serious stuff, though.
Seriously.
Ashley Easterling, shout out to you.
Yes.
God bless you, and I hope you get closer to your boy. But he had been missing for 40 days when she says she got a call from a stranger offering to find him.
That is so much against the ethics of how PIs are supposed to operate. Oh,
Yep.
you're not supposed to do that at all.
It's ambulance chasing.
And that's not that does not go
That's
hand in hand with
desperate
PI.
That's
Yes.
desperate for money.
When you're a PI, your service, they're supposed to seek you out.
Yeah, you don't go chase money.
No, you don't, and you don't go finding their phone numbers and missing persons groups on Facebook. That is
Out
like
of
bottom
all
of the
fucking
barrel.
out of all fucking people, dude, you don't go
Yes.
and you don't touch on something so sensitive as missing kids
And then do nothing.
behind a computer.
Yes,
That's what makes you a fucking loser.
Oh yeah, it really does. It speaks more volumes about his character, about the group of people that he chose to target.
Man, I wonder what his little fans are saying now when they go over there and suck him off.
Oh my God, I can only imagine the way they're gonna twist this into I can't wait. I can't wait. It's
They're
Tuesday.
going to twist-
It's fucking Tuesday.
All the little panels in damage control. Can you imagine your crew always having to do damage control for you?
Oh my God.
Oh, this looks really bad, Jim. Okay, this is what we're gonna say.
Hey,
That Ashley's fucking on pills, and this girl who wrote this article, I'm gonna call her, and I'm calling her boss, and I'm gonna let her know that
Yeah,
his
just
boss
like
know
Paramount
that she has a class A misdemeanor. Do you guys know that this Jessica Lucas has a class A misdemeanor?
Dude, he was harassing the producer on the fucking movie from Paramount Plus.
I can already fucking see it right now.
Dude, he's got no fucking shame. Listen, if it wasn't planned, there may be a God, and this might convince me because it's fucking Tuesday. Jim Terry Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Eat
Yeah,
this
go
fucking
live
taco.
with this shit Tuesday, motherfucker. I insist.
All right, back to seriousness. Ashley. Ashley dropped off her 30-year-old son, Robert Alex Easterling, at an acquaintance's house in Pickens, Mississippi, on April 20th, 2022. And he had not been seen or heard from since. The family had conducted 3 large-scale ground searches, used drones, dog teams, and they done everything to try to locate Alex. But they felt their local sheriff's department hadn't made any progress, and that the search efforts were starting to stagnate. The Easterlings were frustrated, defeated, and didn't know where to turn to next.
I bet he fucking did.
Rolling Stones reached out to Holmes County sheriffs, and they declined to comment on the Easterlings' disappearance. I bet they did. It's Rolling Stone, man. You're seen by millions, and God bless you, Ashley. You're gonna get
Alex will get the awareness.
You're gonna get the awareness you need now.
Yes, and shine light on this fucking douchebag. Yes, this is like this. This is
gold.
Muy, just perfecto. Oh, so happy.
All right. Disappointing enough. Then came that call from Jim Terry, who Easterling says told her he was a private investigator who works missing persons cases. Terry came across as a gruff and crass on the phone that day. Still, he said he could help. So it seemed like the answer to their prayers, finally, Ashley was going to get some kind of help. He was just this pushy jerk. And at that point, that's what I needed, says Easterling. Alex's 46-year-old mother, who works in the senior care industry in her home state of Mississippi, I would have literally signed over the deed to my house if I thought this was going to bring my son home, she said to Rolling Stone. Easterling says,
that's so sad.
It is.
She's desperate. I mean, and I believe that.
Let's see if I can just zoom down. Okay. Easterling says Terry listed off other missing person cases he'd worked on, footage of his appearances on true crime YouTube channels, and even news articles to prove his expertise. Easterling had never even heard of him, but he seemed to be a legitimate, private investigator. And Easterling says Terry assured her that finding her son would be his sole focus, saying he only took on one case at a time.
Bullshit.
On May 31st, 2022, she sent him $3,000.
Dude, that's like days before Dylan rounds.
Just days. $3,000.
I think June 2nd is when Candace or Justin's sister sent the money to Jim for Dylan's case. So what? That's 2 days later, 3 days later?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So much for that one case out of a time.
Boom, boom. That's what? Fucking $5,000 in fucking 3 days? Wow. You fucking slime ball. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, you fucking bleh, you make me sick.
Very. Straight frauded them, conned them out of money.
And has
That's
no
horrible.
fucking shame in doing it.
No.
Yep, and making content about it,
And
and
making a mockery of them like, ha ha, I got your money. And have the nerve to say Ashley owes him more money. Whew.
That's her boy she's missing right now, you guys.
Her baby, her only child. Fuck you, Jim.
regardless on how old he is.
That is her baby. And
Shame
fuck
on you, Jim.
Fuck you, Jim. You are a dirtbag. I mean, a dirtbag would be a fucking upgrade from what you are. I don't have a word to suffice for how terrible of a human being you are. To your core.
He's a good-looking man. Had a daughter. His whole life ahead of him. Comes up
5-year-old
missing.
little girl. Yeah.
And this guy comes in Ashley's life.
Telling her he's going to kick indoors and take names. Never even showed up.
His whole sole focus was going to be on finding her son.
And this is the fucking state he's licensed in, by the way.
Yeah.
If he's not going to be boots on the ground here, when is he ever? How are you a private investigator and never fucking going boots on the ground? That's what the fuck are you talking about?
He wanted the $3,000 up front for his services by bank transfer.
Yes.
And they agreed to a further $1,500 would follow when she could find the cash.
Yeah, but
She was going to do her best to make sure she could get Jim paid $4,500.
Well, she had the cash. She just had a gut feeling not to give it all to him, and to let it. She was going to give him a little bit, and then after he showed that he would, did some good work, then she was going to give him the rest. But he immediately ghosted her.
I wouldn't blame her. It's a lot of money.
Yes. But that is what she told him to work, because he wasn't having it. He wanted it all up front, and she said she couldn't bring herself to do that. So they kind of negotiated, and she talked him down, and she really didn't want to give him that much up front, but that's as low as he would go. And he did the whole, oh, you got to make a decision now. I got 3 other parents that are waiting right now, but and didn't give her, was so bombarded, or so you don't give time to think until the transaction's already clear.
You can see how happy and loving she is with her son right there.
Oh, absolutely.
And how happy Alex is. You can feel the love coming from them. And you can understand now why this is a mother who would not stop at any lengths to bring justice to Jim Terry, whether it's awareness.
She would sleep better at night knowing no other mother that is going through what she's going through ever has to encounter him on top of it.
That's good. You said it better than I could.
Yeah, well, I know, because she's told me that. So I'm just, I probably didn't get it word for word, but y'all know how I am. I'm pretty good about getting it word for word. But that's pretty much in a nutshell what she has said to me. That when this is all said and done, when she brings Alex home, because that is above first and foremost, most important, that her goal is that she would sleep better at night if she can confidently say that she helped make sure that no other mother that is going through a similar situation ever has to experience him on top of it, because she can't explain the feeling. I could only imagine. And just making sure that she'll troll the mom groups and be and hey, watch out for this guy. But I mean, after this Rolling Stone article, I don't think he's gonna be trolling Facebook I don't think he's gonna be ambulance chasing. If he is, he's a moron. But he hasn't took a case since YouTube, so
I need you guys to get this link from Rolling Stones and you mass share it with everyone. Mass sharing it with everyone, whether it be on your YouTube channel, and you create just a small little snippet of this and you upload it to a video. What it's going to do in the awareness factor is those Google bots are going to crawl. And when they crawl and they start to hone in on keywords like Jim Terry, Rolling Stones, Ashley Easterling, and you do all these tags. When you Google Jim Terry, all of that will be on the front page of Google. And that's how you can spread awareness too.
Yep. Everybody wants to say, always says, "Oh, what can I do? What can, I want to do my part." Well, here, you grab that link, and I mean, I don't care. Send it to your
Part away.
Send it to every platform you have, and just, and I mean, no act is too little. Not in this situation, because it all goes into an algorithm, and it will all get it to where when people search his name and say, "Hey, should I hire this guy to help me find my missing loved one?" They see, "Hey, this is Jim Terry on Google," and they'll read that before they hand him or send him any money.
Great. Yes, absolutely. And that's a great thought, Mighty Mouse. Kaz79 says more journalists will be reaching out. You damn bet they are.
Oh, yes.
Rolling Stones was the beginning. The
beginning of the end.
Fire. Yeah.
Yes.
It's people are going to take interest into Ashley and whoever else is listening to this article. A lot of people are going to take interest into it because this is a bigger, broad viewing base.
Oh my God, very respectable, very well known, very. I mean, as far as magazines and articles and that goes, absolutely. Millions have seen it right now, I'm sure.
He's done.
Oh yeah.
He is done. His career is done. When Rolling Stones find out he has a YouTube channel.
Oh, they know. They said he's a famous vlogger.
You thought the attacks against us were bad against his minions. Wait till hundreds and thousands of people come and attack this dude.
And they don't just, it's not just states. They read that shit all over the world. Rolling Stones is fucking huge. Huge. Very, very.
And they'll point out every one of them that follow him willingly and cheer him on.
Because now you all look like a bunch of dumbasses.
Oh, it's really bad for you, Jimmy. It is really bad for you, Jimmy.
Especially because he talked this shit up so much.
Jimmy has been talking this article up for almost a year, talking about it's going to be the biggest thing about him to come out. Oh, it sure is.
The biggest, for sure.
It is the biggest.
What a dumbass.
You fucking dummy, Jimmy. You mess with the wrong mothers, and we've been saying that since the beginning. Ashley Easterling, Candace Howard. We haven't really heard much from Candace Cooley. She's been laying low because she's still fighting and looking for her son.
Listen, the fact that he thought because they're missing loved ones, the worst thing you could do is fuck with a mama bear. I don't know what you was thinking.
And go on
Hell
YouTube.
has no fury like a woman who's scorned.
And you go on YouTube and you call them bitches and cunts and fuck them, and you're calling their husbands and threatening their you're fueling a mother who's missing her son as it is.
Oh yeah, and listen, don't fuck with a mama bear and her cub, because listen, fuck around and find out.
And that's what happened.
Ashley's in my chat on YouTube.
Let's go back to the chat.
She just put on her.
That's awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
The story, at first, Terry seemed eager to bring Alex home. Oh, of course, he just got paid all that money. The pair spoke several times a day.
He had plenty of,
And although Terry consistently pronounced the family name wrong when discussing Alex, how embarrassing.
It's so disrespectful.
Easterling felt hopeful. She is. She wants to find hope in anything just to get her son.
That's all she has at this point.
But as time went on, Easterling says, it became apparent that Terry hadn't unearthed anything new.
Oh, just
her heart is dropping. The money she spent.
I
know she don't care about the money factor, but it's the hope that she put into this guy to help find her son.
Yeah, that's $3,000 she could have put in search equipment or flyers or anything. I mean, flushed it down the toilet would have sufficed.
Just breaking her heart's breaking even. She don't have any more heart to break.
Faith in humanity, which she's already barely, at a time where she's already questioning her faith. Why? It's just mean.
This is beyond mean. This is evil.
You're right. I don't have a word to suffice that's not a cuss word.
He seemed to be rehashing information
that she gave him.
the family had already uncovered
Wow.
before his arrival.
Wow, y'all, this is what he does. This isn't just Ashley. This is a fucking playbook. He does case after case.
It's a con. It's a
Yes.
fraud.
And he finds stuff out about these family members to blackmail them from
Yes.
firing him or you know, or talking about him publicly. It's fucking scary.
He's a real life
Terrorist.
fraud, con artist, scammer, terrorist.
Yeah, he is a online terrorist.
The dude's, it's bad.
Bad, man. He's bad that he's so fucking arrogant about it.
According to Easterling, by June 13th, less than 2 weeks after he'd been hired, Terry had completely cut off all contact with them.
Yeah,
Now
he was getting all the Dylan Round spotlight. He was sucking all that up.
Now that's good business, right? That's
Very professional. One
mhm.
case at a time. The fuck?
This is a scam artist.
Con man.
Con man at its finest, you guys.
And
Very fine tuned in con man.
And a moral. I mean, where is your fucking just no high ground, I guess.
That was around the time when Easterling found out Terry had been working with multiple families.
Yes.
I was crushed, Easterling says, because we wasted 3 weeks of time in finding my son.
And $3,000.
It was several months before Easterling found out she wasn't the only one who'd had a negative experience with Terry. After she was connected with some of his other former clients through places like Facebook. Wow. Can you imagine coming across other parents have went through the same thing and then you're just like, wow, I just got blown away by a con man.
Be a bittersweet feeling, you know, like, oh fuck, what I felt, like what I suspected is true, but in a comforting feeling, you know, I'm not alone, and you know, I'm not going to have to go through this alone.
And I think that's where Ashley found comfort in knowing that in others. Yep.
Yes. They listen. They have such a humbling bond. The moms that have been conned by this man. And the fact that they can take such a negative experience with the fact that they have a loved one missing and the fact that they've been ripped off because of that and still be so uplifting and so supporting and so just, you know, just so supportive of one another. It's so beautiful and so humbling that with so much terrible negative things these women have experienced, they can still find it in them to be positive and light and come together instead of just being bitter, because I wouldn't be able to do it, but they rise above it, and it's very inspiring. As a mom, I only hope that I could keep my composure half as much as Ashley has, because I would be in prison, and I know that's just something to say, but I don't know. I think y'all realize, like, I would be in prison because I don't give a damn. Anybody that looked like Jim Terry would get it. Bald-headed, y'all all getting it. Just fuck around and find out. If I see you at Walmart, I'll just have to apologize when I realize it's not Jim.
Kaz79.
I would just lose it.
Kaz79 says, you know, this makes it so hard to trust anyone after seeing this or going through this. It's
Ashley says, I am here just listening. I'm so grateful for all of this. I'm a mess, but my heart is full.
This is a God bless this miracle in disguise is what they say. God works blessings in disguise.
It couldn't have came at a more perfect time, because all these cases that he's fucked up are creeping, you know, right at their 1-year anniversary. So I mean, I think it's finally a win for these moms. Bless their heart.
Let's go on to the story. It says here, it was several months before Easterling found out that she wasn't the only one who had a negative experience with Terry. After contacting a few people of former clients through Facebook, both Easterling and the other families that trusted Jim Terry with finding their missing relatives believe he charged for services he never intended to complete. And when they pushed back, they say he harassed them online. Huh? So when they start to question Jim Terry,
He attacks.
he attacks them online and harasses them.
And their loved ones.
There are some cardinal rules you don't break. Like, don't steal from old people. But taking advantage of a grieving mother when her child is missing, Easterling says, that's a new low. Low.
It really is. It is very, I mean, there isn't much more that you could be lower than that. You know, there's not a very, what other class of person is more vulnerable and more, you know, how much worse could you get? I mean, what besides what he does on YouTube, disable people, handicap people? I mean, he's already stole from kids trying to fucking play football to you know, troubled youth. What more? I mean, Jesus Christ. Everything he does is attack the weak. He's a fucking textbook schoolyard bully.
And other people think it's okay.
They fucking condone it. They encourage it. They support it with money. It's sickening.
Oh, look at this one. This is going to be good. Jim came out a couple days ago telling us that, yeah, Rolling Stones called and fact-checked me. But then he started to kind of like have this doubt that, well, I don't think Rolling Stones is going to talk good about me either. But he never mentioned that. But what it goes on to say in Rolling Stone is Terry, who Jessica reached out to when they were doing the fact-checking, spent more than 2 hours in a phone interview swerving. Swerving. Most of the questions put to him by Rolling Stone.
You mean the interview that
You
he
fucking sissy,
mopped
Jimmy.
the floor on them with?
Jimmy, you said you mopped the floor with Rolling Stone.
They said you swerved.
They said you swerved. You know, like that time, every time when Salty comes, asks you to come up on panel and you swerve.
Yeah, skirt.
Skirt, skirt. You swerved, Rolling Stone. Your opportunity cut short. He knew he wasn't there to be the hero.
No, he's absolutely the
He
villain.
was the
of this
villain.
Story. Yes.
And he knew right then and there that this story was not about how awesome and cool I am and my fake and phony career in arena football.
Well, keep in mind, he said any press is good. You know, any press is good press.
Mm-hmm.
He said it himself.
Of course, if it's not the hero, it's going to be the opposite. Well, it's better now that look who they're talking about. They're talking about me. So, you know, it's always
at least he's relevant, I guess.
I would not want to be relevant in a Rolling Stone article magazine, being known as a scam artist who conned and frauded the parents of missing kids. That is not nothing to brag about.
No, I wouldn't want to be that anywhere. But Rolling Stone, are you fucking kidding me? Ooh,
you better go put your head. You better go put your head in that fancy little pillowcase with your logo all over it, and bury yourself.
You better. I bet you he ain't wearing that Jim Terry TV hat the next time he goes to town.
And bury yourself.
Yeah, because listen, talk about boycott. Fuck's sake, Jimmy. Your
Jimmy,
football team was going to see that shit.
This is not going to look good for you, Jimmy. We're going to span this to your coach. We're going to spam this to...
Absolutely. Why would they should know their fucking fellow teammate is a fucking celebrity.
Jimmy, we're spamming this everywhere. You love publicity, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm sure they've heard about it. If he's talked about it half as much as he has to us, they fucking know.
Well, we're going to make sure every review page out there that, you know, that they know. And then all we do is keep highlighting it, tagging it, highlighting it, and then it will come up on a Google search.
I think we should do our due diligence in every missing mom or missing person group on Facebook. We should go drop
there
it.
You go. We're going to be the Salty crew / army, because there is already a Salty army. I did not know about that. And these fuckers are deep. They got a
I don't want
salty,
no problems.
they got a salty cracker channel, and it's like 500,000 subscribers.
Well, shit, cousin, I'll have to check it out.
Yep.
What's it about?
And conspiracy shit, to be honest.
What?
And there is a huge group called the Salty Army, and these guys are fucking big, huge in the social media world. I'll talk about them another time. Let's get back to the story. Okay. Terry swerved every question put to him by Rolling Stone. How embarrassing. Fervently denies all allegations of unprofessionalism and deceit. You know what did we have? We had a live stream yesterday, you guys, about Jim Terry. What was the title? It was Lies and Deceit. Amazing.
And if you listen to Candace's story, nothing about that man and what he does is professional.
He cut off contact with the Easterling family because they never paid him in full.
Oh, this fuck.
For his services, he says. Adding.
Fucking services!
He even added something. He's like, well, hold on. I want to add something else. That he had permission from his other clients to work multiple cases.
What the fuck does that got to do with what you told her? You fucking prick?
He's gaslighting. Though
okay,
he claimed,
I don't give a fuck how they feel about it. You told her you wouldn't, and she didn't want you to.
That's you know, Mighty Mouse, I have to agree with you, because he did say he did tell her that he only works one case out of a time.
And that Alex would be his sole focus until he found him.
Wow.
Be it 2 months or 2 years or 20.
So, yeah, why are you getting permission from other people? You didn't ask her, you fucking son of a bitch.
The one mistake these people made was lying about me and trying to pick a fight.
Oh, here we go. Billy Badass.
The one mistake these people made was lying about me and trying to pick a fight, Jim Terry says. Jim Terry, 46, tells Rolling Stone, the reason I'm mad is because they tried to pick a fight with me and they made a mistake because they lied on me. Sounds fair enough, but you're always the one who's lying. All they are is doing is telling the truth to your lies. Your lies got exposed, and that was the mistake you made. And in gaslighting it, you're trying to highlight the parent as the problem. And you as the victim. You know, we've been covering these victim players for the last few months. We've seen quite a bit of them.
And they all congregate around fucking Jim.
They sure do. Never throw rocks at a guy holding a machine gun.
Oh, I hate that shit. Don't hunt what you can't kill. Fuck off.
Never throw rocks at a guy holding a machine gun.
He's not holding it legally, Mr.
Wow, this ego.
Yeah, like
he flexes on Rolling Stone. He claims the online harassment is simply self-defense.
Why are you holding a gun with these defenseless mothers, you fucking bully?
All he's doing is defending himself against these parents' online harassment now.
Oh my God. The only thing that made that better is if he said, it's counter punches.
As his former client spread lies about his business practices and that he's just fighting fire with fire.
Counter punching, pretty much what he says about everything he does about us. But when he's clearly hasn't stopped since he came on YouTube.
When you have to defend yourself against a grieving mother, he adds later,
wow,
you're going to sound like a bad person. Crybaby.
That's because you are. Nothing can make you sound like a bad person but you. You do a great job all on your own. Every time you open your fucking trash mouth.
Check this out, you guys.
God, there's more.
For families who are in the midst of the crisis of a missing relative, vetting the background of PI is not always a priority, which can in turn make them vulnerable. There have been reports about fake private investigators conning families out of cash, or scammers using information shared on platforms like Facebook to request ransom money from unwitting, worried families.
And
Many of
now
these
listen,
scams.
remember I told you that whenever Justin texted me about that shit, he told me that he thought it could have been JT.
Well, check this out, Mighty Mouse. This is going to go further. This is going to prove to you. Hold on. I just got a text message from my best friend, Fast Eddie, and I got to read it because
You be texting? Let me find out.
oh no, it's Salty Eddie wanting. It's Eddie wanting to drop a link to the Salty Cracker. Go ahead and check out the Salty Cracker, you guys. Eddie, yeah, by far, man. Go ahead and drop a link to the Salty Cracker. Hey, that's a different kind of atmosphere over there, but there is a salty army. Crazy. What Rolling Stone is trying to do right here with jumping to the next title in their story, they're trying to advise you that Jim Terry is a fake private investigator without saying it, that he is scamming parents without saying it, and they're doing it through social media platforms without saying it. That's why they're coming out with this next header.
Yeah, that's how they keep from getting sued.
But what's interesting about this one, Rolling Stones have went even deeper. I bet you there's people now looking into Jim Terry, especially when they're coming out with
thousands of people are Googling his name right now.
When you got media director of volunteer cold case organization Doe Network. But
Dude,
let me tell you what this goes to say.
Every organization you can think of is reading this.
The World Wide Web can be a very dangerous place, explains Todd Matthews, the media director of volunteer cold case organization Doe Network, and former director of case management at the Department of Justice. National Missing and Unidentified Persons. Listen, Jim Terry, I think you're getting the attention from the wrong people now.
Oh yeah, fuck. I don't think Summer Wells is going to be I don't think you're going to be on that case.
He notes that the widespread of exchange of personal information about missing persons online leaves families exposed to opportunistic bottom feeders. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jim, they just called you a bottom feeder.
Stings.
I bet that shit stings, Jimmy.
Fuck yeah, Todd Matthews.
Stings.
Burn. For sure.
Yeah, Todd Matthews.
You just got burned, Jimmy, as a bottom feeder.
By a fucking professional.
Like unsavory private investigators or sketchy sidekicks.
Damn.
Who try to take advantage of them.
Mr. X.
The issue is often compounded by the desperation and determination families feel when searching for a person, which can sometimes impair their sense of judgment.
Yes.
We discovered the internet could be used for possibly solving a missing person's case, Matthew says, and then we realized that it could also be used for mayhem. That's what I was trying to tell you guys.
Yeah,
there's
no
two
good
worlds out
people.
there.
Right.
There's these ones who are trying to do good, then the ones who are causing the mayhem. While Jim Terry, oh my God. Oh my God, I see a picture coming up. I see a picture. I'm jumping in my chair.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Wow, Jim Terry, they got your full name in there, buddy, who amassed nearly 5,000 followers on his YouTube channel, Jim Terry TV. Oh, they just linked your channel. Oh, you better shut it down, Jim. You are going to get hate. This dude is going to get more fucking hate mail.
Hey, listen, I bet you if you click on it, because it's underlined, I bet you it'll take you to it.
Oh, I know it's linked to it, but I ain't giving that dude another. Hey,
no, I'm just saying, like, you're so fucked. People are just going to say, hey, let me click it. And oh my God.
Yes, oh, there's going to be real fucked. You're going to have a storm of people hating you today, Jimmy. YouTube channel Jim Terry TV has allegedly created mayhem in the online circles he moves within. He is a relative newcomer to YouTube's true crime circuit. Terry tells Rolling Stone that 98% of his career has been dedicated to arena football, a sport he has played professionally since college, rather than finding missing persons. But his reputation in sports, much like his reputation in the world of private investigation, is murky.
I love that part. I love it. I love it.
Oh, yes, Jimmy. Yes.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yes.
Say that one more time.
Yes. Let's do that one more
Did
time.
they see him miss the fucking field goal too?
You fucking phony, Jimmy. Rolling Stones just fucking
Oh my
blasted
God,
you.
this is great.
All right. But his reputation in sports, much like his reputation in the world of private investigation, is murky. Yeah, Jimmy.
Murky
like
little
your
bitch.
Just like your field goal kicks.
Yeah, you murky little bottom feeder.
In the early 2000s, he made a name for himself in the home state of Florida. Hey, you guys ready for this? What has Ben Salty calling him out? Right? Operating pay-for-play games. Oh, your fucking career to get high school football half-weeks noticed by career. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's so fucked.
Boo.
Oh my fucking God.
Boo, Jimmy, which was investigated as a potential scam by the Tampa Bay Times. Boo, Jimmy. Jimmy, the scam artist. Let's pull him up here.
The fucking football's a scam. That's a fucking terrible picture.
What you're witnessing for I've been telling you guys for 11 months. Mighty Mouse has been doing the same. Alice has been doing the same. A lot of people have been doing the same, that you're witnessing a real con artist, a real scam artist. A real scam artist. You don't need to go to prison to figure that out. He's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Listen, and I've seen that live, so that means they've watched his videos. Because that came from one of his live streams. Because he's wearing the plaid shirt, saying, this is my Dylan Rounds special," trying to be a fucking asshole. Damn, Rolling Stone watched it. You're so fucked.
Yeah, they said it right there. Jim Terry in one of his YouTube. Listen, they blasted his shit. They blasted him. He's gonna get so much hate. There's going to be comments left behind.
Yeah, look, even under the picture, at Jim Terry /live call-in /YouTube.
Several years later, around 2008, he faced felony charges.
Fucking way!
No fucking way. Oh my God, everything that we've been saying.
Dude, I need to go to church.
Hallelujah. There is a God.
Oh my, every fucking thing that we have been fighting tooth and nail with receipts, that he's still as recent as yesterday. Oh, he's coming on tomorrow with showing that he's not a convicted felon. Oh, blah blah. Oh, so Rolling Stone's liars. I can't wait to see you wiggle your way out of this. I knew it wasn't a lie anyway. I got the fucking police affidavits from the fucking clerk of court. Just because you did a freaking diversion program and got adjudication withheld doesn't mean you're not a felon. It just means that you could pass a background check for a job. That's it. Still can't own a gun. You could probably vote, but knowing him and his social cues, I doubt he votes.
They say that the fraud over football equipment sales were later dropped, and he was never convicted of a crime.
No, they weren't dropped. He got adjudication withheld, which just means he took a plea deal to where if he paid this amount of money in a certain amount of time and did the community service, that was the stipulations, and paid the money back to the victims, then the charges would be dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Terry claimed the circumstances which led to the charges were a misunderstanding and denies.
Oh, of course, always.
and denies that his pay-for-play games were a scam. Now, let me tell you something, you guys. Jim Terry is playing with the Battle Creek smoke. That coach is being investigated for pay-for-play scam. Jim Terry.
You mean the one that's in the hospital?
Yep. Jim Terry plays under that coach.
Didn't he scam them for a bunch of money? Didn't make him endorse that team?
Jim Terry is the one who who pitched this idea to that coach. That coach ran off with a lot of money, and now he's being investigated for fraud. Jim Terry never had a career in the Battle Creek smoke. He paid to play. It was a pay-for-play scam, which they'll soon find out. But he goes to say that he also insists he shouldn't be charged or he shouldn't be judged by past brushes with the law.
Are you fucking kidding me? As he fucking tyrants around about what you did 20 years ago and doesn't even say the right thing?
So
no, Jim, you can't let the past go. Are you kidding me, Jim?
Jim, you shouldn't be judged by past brushes with the law, but you fucking judge everybody every day.
And you make shit up.
And you make it up. He says OJ was charged with killing 2 people.
Are you kidding me? He's quoting OJ?
2, notes Terry.
What's next? Casey Anthony?
Who urged Rolling Stone to call his former attorney. So he doesn't have an attorney.
Of course not. He said that last night, that he has an attorney friend that he calls and consults with.
So Jim has no attorney, just a friend, and that attorney did not want to respond or request for a comment. How?
Absolutely. I don't want to lose my license either.
Of course he would not respond. It wasn't until 2018, inspired by peers who worked as bounty hunters during Arena's football offseason, that he turned his attention to private investigation work. Wow. So he's kind of like Lance, that fake searcher.
What? He's only got that fucking bogus license in 2018?
That's right. He has not been an investigator at all for that long. He doesn't even know what he's doing.
What the fuck?
So, this was an idea that he just
listen, hold on. Wait. This is good, because that means that whenever they were getting hot on his heels about the scam and the football, he had to move to another one. So he's private investigating these moms.
Yeah, no, it's one scam to another.
Yes.
Soon the FBI is going to... The Rolling Stone magazine is going to get the attention of the FBI and follow up on this guy. That year, he undertook a 2-week college course in Florida. Basically, it's a community
40-hour
course
yes,
that you can take online.
Yeah, and you could do it in a weekend. It's 40 hours. He took it with his mommy.
Yes, and upon completion was issued a 2-year intern level private investigator's license.
Yes, because that is how you have to do it in Florida. You have to work under a licensed private investigator to get experience, because that's what makes you a professional. Like Repo Guy was saying, is
by learning the trade and knowing
not
how
getting
it's
a
done.
degree or getting a license. Experience is what makes you a professional.
He registered his business in Mississippi.
Yes.
A state which does not require
this is so fucking good.
Private investigators to be licensed, and was once described as a magnet for unscrupulous people wanting to work as private investigators. So basically what Rolling Stone is saying, that Mississippi is a state that is a magnet for fake, phony, unscrupulous people wanting to work as private investigators.
Yeah, it's a loophole that's being exploited for sure.
Now, this was noted by the president of its Private Investigators Association. But Terry says he has always followed the law, and that his business was registered in Mississippi so he could avoid low-paid intern work in Florida.
Because he's above it. He's not going to get paid that low.
I have been a private investigator based out of that state ever since that point. And it has been a wild, wild ride, says Terry. I thought indoor arena football was a dirty business.
Wow.
This is a way dirtier business. So what you have,
First
Jim
of all,
Terry,
how more fucking illiterate can you get? In the Rolling Stone, my dude, you can't even fucking talk with grammatically correct fucking English? Dirtier?
I thought indoor arena football was a dirtier business. I thought, okay,
It would be. I would have thought this would have been more dirty, not dirtier. First of all, and you sound so illiterate. And what do you mean? Are you saying it's dirty because you're a con man?
I thought the indoor arena football business was dirty.
How? There's no dirt. It's fucking turf.
But this is way dirtier.
Yeah, because he's being a fucking arrogant prick. It is dirtier because he's scamming more vulnerable people.
So he admits that he is in a shady, dirty business, both in indoor arena and the practice of.
Well, I mean, you've seen the shit stains on his uniform, if that's what he means.
He shit his pants because he knew he was about to miss that field goal. Most of Terry's clients who spoke with Rolling Stone says he approached them through Facebook.
Wow.
After they'd posted about their missing loved ones.
You're fucked, Jimmy boy.
4 of the 7 families we interviewed, 4 of the 7, that's quite a bit, say he didn't seem to do much work at all after taking payment from them. You know, it's like his YouTube channel. He don't do no work. He makes everyone else do it. He only called like 3 people, claims Candace Howard. Shout out to Candace Howard. Shout out to Candace Howard, another victim of Jim Terry. She is one of the fortunate ones who found her son.
No thanks to Jim.
Alive. No thanks to Jim. Shout out to Candace. Candace Howard. She is 38 and a stay-at-home mom. Wait, from Ohio. She's not from Ohio. I think she's, I think that's
she's from Ohio, but that's not where she lives.
Yeah, that's probably, maybe, I get what they're saying. She's from there. Okay. She's a 38 mother stay-at-home mom from Ohio. In January 2022, she hired Jim Terry to locate her missing then 20-year-old son, Tabor. 4 months later, around early May, she welcomed Tabor home. Probably the best feeling in her life. Without any help from Jim Terry, she says. All the information he got came from me.
Yep.
Candace Howard says. Terry claims he never worked for Howard and instead worked under her ex-husband as she was difficult to deal with, he
said the same shit about Cooley.
And that her family declined his offer of a conditional refund.
Yeah. Who the fuck are you to give conditions? You couldn't even fucking follow through with your conditions.
On top of all this,
you got balls. I'll give you that. If nothing else, you got balls. Both
Easterlink and Howard allege that Terry's behavior alienated people working to solve their son's disappearances.
Absolutely. Like you was just saying yesterday, Mike, when everybody hears, oh, that's Jim's case. Oh, I'm not touching it. I'm not covering it. I'm, exact example of that. Because they don't want to have to deal with the backlash from him.
He completely cut me off from my local news media, says Easterlink, who shared a recorded phone call with Rolling Stone in which Terry recounted telling one journalist to fuck off.
Yes, and Ashley had a, what's it called? Like the person, social media, what are they called? Advocate or whatever. And she dropped Ashley and Alex's case because Jim was so outrageously offensive to her that she won't even take Ashley's calls. And that's all she had. There's nobody else advocating before, we came in and before she found a couple of little, niches on Facebook and stuff. That was it. That was the only hope of getting it on the local news. And she got on the local news for literally like a little 45-second snippet. And that's it.
And he called her a fucking cunt.
Yep. And some racial slurs.
To the journalist.
Yep.
He destroyed that for me.
Yep.
Easterlink says.
Yeah, because now they think Ashley's racist because why would you hire a private investigator if you're not like that yourself?
Terry admits he used language with the journalist because he says it was justified. He felt she was being manipulative and had not paid sufficient attention to him on the phone.
You fucking little bitch.
The journalist was never planning to write an
She was mean to
article
me.
about Alex's disappearance. He says, adding that she was ordering a latte while they discussed the case on the phone. I go, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought you were recording me. I thought this was actually being recorded for the show for your news channel, says Terry. You're interviewing me doing a story about a private investigator with a time-sensitive subject because press is important and you're ordering a fucking Starbucks, he says.
Guys, this fucking guy's so fucking full of himself. Like, oh my God, can you please hold my fucking, hold my purse so I can take a selfie. Get the fuck over yourself, you fucking weirdo.
This is an image of Dylan Rounds and his mom, Candace Cooley. Shout out to Candace Cooley. She has been a soldier in the war against also Jim. And the hunt, or not the hunt no more, because they have a suspect in jail for the murder of her son. But now it comes to locating and finding her son to bring him home to rest. We've been covering this case. We think he's buried somewhere out there close to the farm. Shout out to Candace, who's also been a victim of Jim Terry. Other families claim they lost crucial time in tracking down loved ones because of Jim Terry. Candace Cooley, the mother of then 19-year-old Dylan Rounds, who vanished from his Utah farm in May 2022, worked alongside Terry when her relatives hired him to help search for her son. According to Cooley, Terry made outlandish claims about Dylan's lifestyle and whereabouts, including that he was alive and being held captive nearby, often urging the police to follow his leads without any real evidence. When she grew suspicious that he was making up information, she invented a fictional suspect and asked Terry to call him as a test of his honesty. She says that Terry came back later that day and recounted a conversation he just had with a man who didn't exist, which left her heartbroken. Wow. I'm fucking blown away. Candace Cooley set Jim Terry up with a fictional suspect, where Jim Terry then called back Candace and recounted a conversation with a man that didn't exist. Jim Terry, was all about fabrications. He hurt the investigation because we were all out there looking in the wrong places, looking for the wrong things, looking in all the wrong direction, says Cooley, 42, who owns and operates a trucking company in Idaho. Law enforcement officials have since announced that Dylan's disappearance was likely a homicide and arrested a suspect in the case. We lost evidence chasing in his theories, says Cooley. While Terry did not respond directly to the allegations of fabricating sources, he claims Cooley was seeking attention from the media and using her son's disappearance for fame. Just because the families don't think I'm doing a good job doesn't mean that I'm not, says Terry, who claims his detractors are speaking out to avoid paying him. Again, we have Jim claiming the same thing about paying him. Imagine that you got a missing son and you're more worried about going after a private investigator than you are looking for your missing kid.
Oh, you arrogant son of a bitch.
This is the same guy who went publicly on numerous YouTube channels almost every day, every month, talking down on Candace Cooley. Terry claims the families that criticize him would have found their missing relatives by now if they let him remain on the cases. No wonder Easterling and Rounds have never been found, he says. There's a reason these people are in the situations that they're in. In spite of clients speaking out publicly on social media about their experiences with him, Terry has continued to thrive in this small scale true crime vlogger circuit. It's a corner of YouTube where influencers create content about active missing person cases, like the disappearance of Gabby Petito or the recent Idaho murders. In these vlogs and live streams, disappearances are turned into whodunits, where vloggers and virtual audiences speculate and examine evidence, often without the consent of families impacted. Terry has made numerous appearances as a professional commentator in such live streams and vlogs, discussing active cases from the perspective of a private investigator. In the summer of 2022, when scrutiny of his work began to emerge online, Terry launched his own YouTube channel, Jim Terry TV. Since then, Terry, who has used this channel mostly for live streams in which he takes calls from viewers to speculate on active missing person cases, has churned out a steady stream of controversial videos. In them, he has referred to his former clients as drug addicts, felons, terrible parents. He broadcasts that he hates the fucking people who go missing because a lot of them are assholes, and tells his followers that a 16-year-old missing girl was looking for dick when she disappeared. Let me repeat that for you. Jim Terry goes on to tell his followers that a 16-year-old little girl went
that was
missing
Kylie Rodney.
because she was looking for dick. He was referencing Kylie Rodney. She went missing at 16, he says, because she was only worried about looking for dick. But this is Candace Howard with Tabor.
That was he called her a coke whore in the same sentence.
Here we have Candace Howard, I believe, right? And this is Tabor, her son.
Yeah, and Tabor.
Neither which look like crackheads.
Does
No, that's
does
Candace
Candace
on that side
Howard
of Tabor.
and Tabor look like drug addicts to you?
And by the
No,
way, her
it's
son is
her
clean
husband
and
that he
sober
called a
right
crackhead,
now.
which isn't true either.
And her son is clean and sober right now.
No thanks to him. He's
This
the
is
type
Candace?
that would call.
But
and
yet he
try
wants to attack his sobriety.
Yeah, exactly, and offer him, something that's gonna steer him off track. He's just that kind of fucking snake.
He's got so many people sending him money every night that he's on there, says Candace Howard, who claims she has observed Terry receive sums up to one time $500 in one night for live streams where he repeatedly threatens and mocks families who have spoken out about him. After his interview with Rolling Stone, many of the videos Terry was questioned about were switched to members only or deleted from his channel. He did not comment on the amount of money he makes from his live streams, but did confirm the statement he made about the 16-year-old girl, as he says she was hanging around with older men.
How do you know? Did Iqmal tell you?
Some families that have worked with Terry have released statements to address inaccuracies they say he's spread about their loved ones on social media. Others have been threatened with the release of explicit images or used unwillingly as fodder in his vlogs. Cooley, Round's mother, was such person. Terry began to publicly discuss his theories about her son's disappearance on other true crime shows, where he made wild accusations about Dylan's lifestyle. After the Rounds family made a public request for Terry to stay away from the Dylan's case, he shifted his focus to Cooley instead. I just let him have it his way with what he wanted to say about me, she says. He did exactly what I wanted. He left Dylan's case alone. But others are still fearful. One family decided not to speak with Rolling Stone due to concerns about harassment through YouTube. I have no doubt he will retaliate, and that could completely ruin the progress we have made in our relative's case, says one former client.
That's terrible.
Who asked to remain anonymous? We just cannot take any chances. Some former clients of Terry's believe he purposely finds families that might be easily to scare into silence with the information he digs up. We need to end the stigma on addiction and the stigma on sexuality, because that's what these parents are so scared of, says Howard.
Bo, yes, this is actual Rolling Stone magazine. This article was released literally hours ago.
While no official statistics exist on the prevalence of these issues amongst missing persons, Matthew notes that many families come to the Doe Network with stories about their impersonal issues, drug addiction, prostitution, and other lifestyle factors which they feel contributed to their loved one's disappearance. There's always a story, he says.
Yeah, nobody just disappears into thin air.
When Easterling and several of her peers in the missing persons community began to circulate information about Terry with the hope of warning other families about their experiences, they became targets of online harassment.
Wow. This is
Cyberbullying, something that is extremely looked down upon.
Damn, Jim, how are we liars when everything you do that we've said you've been doing, you've done to these fucking mothers? It's your playbook, my guy. You're fucked.
And your followers eat it up. They're just as sick.
Yeah, they're cheerleaders on the losing team.
I would not want to be seen in his chat knowing this just came out and people watching.
Miss
I would
team.
shut my mouth quick.
This isn't some crummy little newspaper written in a different language. This is a major magazine.
Oh my God,
I would not want to come up on his fucking panel at all.
Listen, it claims to be a true crime channel. Can you imagine?
Oh, the backlash that these people are going to get next time they go live, I can't wait. I've never watched his show.
Innovating's going to be the least of your problems. You're boycotted, bitch.
I never watched his show, but I can't wait to see his next show.
Bet you it gets rescheduled.
Let's go on to say, he says, They say Jim Terry used his YouTube channel to publish embarrassing and personal information about them. In one video, he threatened to emblazon t-shirts,
Profit.
hats, and even a high school adjacent billboard with images of the dead corpse of the husband of one of his
detractors. Or that's a Perplex QT.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Who he alleged was making up lies about him and threatening to circulate his social security number.
He's dead. What does that matter?
I threatened to do that, to defend my business, to defend my honor, and to prove that the detractor was a liar. We never had to do it because she was smart enough to go away. Wow. You're so fucked, Jim.
You're such a fucking tough guy.
People are going to read this and just be sickened.
Wait. Go back again. Start from the end where it says husband of one of the detractors. What was the first statement Jim said?
The dead corpse. He used his YouTube channel to publish an embarrassing and personal information with images of the dead corpse of the husband of one of his detractors.
The next sentence.
Which one? Go ahead and read it.
Says, you're goddamn right. I threatened to do that, says Terry.
Oh, you're right. I see that one. Who lost their spouse to an overdose.
Wow.
So Jim's going to share an image of a dead corpse of someone who died from an overdose because he needs to defend his honor.
Wait, let me tell you this. How he got it is because he did a Freedom of Information Act, because it was a police report, because he died from a drug overdose. So there was pictures of him deceased in the FOIA request, and he said he was gonna use it and put it on a billboard in front of her son's high school. And all over the t-shirts and everything else. And then that's when he had that little fucking QR code that took you to Mr. X when he's like fucking blowing up the grave or pissing on graves. Yep.
And he wanted to put it on in front of a high school.
The kid's dad, his high school. Using the Freedom of Information Act and his private investigating shit to do it. To bully her, and was saying he pretty much take all your content about me down, or this is what I'm gonna do next. And then that's whenever Queen Bee got on the t-shirt and all that shit. He moved on to her next.
I thought that was QT that got put on a t-shirt.
Yeah, but that was what he was doing. That was his next threat. That's why if she just seemingly stopped going after Jim, well, that's why, and I don't blame her. Jesus Christ, can you imagine her son and all of his friends seeing that on the billboard? I mean, first of all, I don't even think you'd be allowed to put that on a billboard, but just to think of how fucking sick you are to even threaten, to even think of that, much less to make a threat like that. It's fucking slimy. He did the exact same thing to Candace Howard by getting the Freedom of Information Act about the situation with her son and used the information about his situation to intimidate and bully her into silence.
I agree.
He's a danger to the fucking public. I don't care. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What is he doing on YouTube that is positive or brings any good? But we are fucking harmful? This is what? What's next? He's yap. Oh. I can't take both of that shit in one day.
Mr. X has a new channel.
Oh, fuck. You trying to cut ties with Jim Terry? It's too late.
All right. Let's get back to the story real quick. Okay, here we go. Rebecca Barsati. Wow, it goes even further.
This is the beginning of the end.
There we are.
All right. Today, almost a year after getting that call from Terry, Easterling says she is still dealing with the repercussions of his offer to help and still searching for Alex, who has not been found. The psychological aspect of it is horrific, says Easterling, who claims Terry gave out the contact information of several of his detractors and encouraged his followers to harass them at work. You're afraid to say anything because you don't know what you're going to get back. Terry, meanwhile, claims his vlogs and live streams are his way of fighting back and recuperating his loss, or the loss in earnings he dealt with since his former client went public with the allegations about him. What I'll do is take all of that stuff that I found out about the case, and I'll put it out there to defend myself. Terry, who claims that both he and his family have also been doxxed and harassed by his detractors, telling Rolling Stone. If that means it's a picture of your daughter nude on a pole because she was a hooker, well, then maybe you shouldn't have fucking lied about me.
What the fuck?
Terry says he only goes after the families who don't listen to him. If you hit me with the left, I'm going to hit you with a fucking sledgehammer, he says.
What the fuck?
Which is why families that are willing to fall on the sword and work my way have their loved ones brought home. There are, however, former clients who are happy with the work Terry completed for them. Amy Hall, a 61-year-old registered nurse from Idaho, hired Terry for a flat fee of $4,000 while searching for her son, Jed. Jed's body and vehicle were later sadly recovered from a lake near his home. In May 2022,
That's where he ripped off at Adventures with the Purpose.
Yes. Let's see, hold on. There, however, by YouTube, recovered near her home in 2022 by YouTube scuba search team Adventures with a Purpose. Still, she felt that Terry was instrumental in stirring up attention during a time when her family felt frustrated and abandoned by police. You guys, if you want to ever pay me and Mighty Mouse $4,000 to stir up attention, by all means, please, we will.
In a respectful,
we will stir up all
way.
kinds of attention. If
It's
you want to pay us
awareness, and he does it in a fucked up way.
Nowhere near that kind of price.
We will do work for you if you want to spread attention. That's easy.
Look at what we've done for free. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking slime ball. And you got this poor woman thinking you've done something. And you literally, Adventures with Purpose. Oh my. And you talk shit. I can't. I got to mute.
I know. So it goes in to say he's one who got, it staring up on the media. She says he was the one that was pushing real hard. Other supportive clients like Amy Mann, whose 39-year-old son, Buell, went missing from Studio City, California on November 30th, 2021, shortly after texting 911 during an Uber ride, have had similar experiences. For Mann, who finds it hard to balance her day-to-day responsibilities with the ongoing search for her son, having someone to work the case in her absence has been comforting and well worth the more than $6,000 she spent on Terry's services so far. Good God. This is Rebecca Barsotti on the day she went missing. Other families seem to have found comfort in Terry's consistent presence and efforts to support them through a traumatic time, even in the wake of serious disagreements. The family of Rebecca Barsotti, who went missing in Montana in July 2021 and was found dead in May 2022, publicly cut ties with Terry after he threatened to out anonymous informants in their daughter's case over a YouTube dispute. But Barsotti's mother, Angela Mastrovito, is still a firm supporter of Terry. It says he was there for her and her family in a time where it felt like law enforcement had turned its back on her. I see a pattern here. He's you know, that grieving girlfriend who just broke up with their boyfriend, and the guy comes in and starts to be there for her when everyone else is turning, you know, and then she crutches on him. That's what I see, this pattern. I'm not
It's cases that aren't getting attention, and he comes in and acts like he's gonna put down on the police that aren't doing their job.
Yeah, it's a huge fucking manipulation where he pries on their emotions and feelings at that time. That it's very sensitive, you know, and I know what's going on here. I'm not going to say there weren't rough times, but because there were, says Mastro Vito, a 66-year-old registered nurse from Virginia.
What the fuck? Why are they all registered nurses?
She does not want to involve herself in any public criticism of Terry, and instead is focused on raising awareness about the authorities' alleged mishandling of her daughter's case, as well as the need for better support for both victims of domestic violence and the families of missing persons. He still calls once in a while and touches base, adds Mastro Vito, who is campaigning to change Montana's laws in her daughter's memory. We treat each other with respect and dignity. As for the families whose experiences with Terry caused them more pain during an already traumatic time, Howard wants them to know they have the support of the families she has brought together through Facebook. And that they have nothing to be ashamed of. I think everyone who worked with him thought they were alone, that they were just the only ones and there's nothing they could do, she says. You're not alone and you don't have to be scared. There's a lot of us that would welcome you. Share your story and join arms with us. For Cooley, Terry is one piece of a larger problem with true crime on YouTube. The people who listen to true crime and get entertainment from it are seeking entertainment off families going through turmoil, going through the worst thing they'll ever experience in their life, says Cooley, who continues the search for her son. People who watch Jim, they should be just as ashamed of themselves as him.
Say that shit a fucking again for the people in the back. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Sickos. Sorry.
You said it good. You said it good. Easterling, meanwhile, hopes to create a central hub of resources for the relatives of missing persons. She wants to raise awareness about the lack of training for law enforcement officers who she claims are ill-equipped to deal with missing person cases. She also wants to tackle the stigma against people with substance use disorders, like her son Alex, as well as help people from marginalized groups whose missing loved ones often don't receive as much attention as their white, straight, or cis counterparts. For now, though, her priority is bringing home her son. She was reluctant to speak to Rolling Stone, especially since it upsets her to talk about Terry. He's not even worth my breath, she says. Still, Easterling recognizes the importance of sharing her story. I would hate to know that even one other family had to go through what any of us have gone through because I didn't speak up and say what needed to be said when something is obviously wrong. That would end that.
That is that is fucking beautimous, the most beautimous thing I've ever fucking seen. And shout out to Ashley Easterling and Candace motherfucking Howard.
You go, girls.
Oh my Lanta, I could just kiss your face.
That's right. That was a big article. I would not want to be. I'm glad that we have continued these Jim Terry awarenesses, because now when people Google Jim Terry, they're going to see our awareness videos and get more involved into who Jim
And
Terry
that we
is.
ain't clout chasing. We've been saying this shit for months.
And we ain't clout chasing, goddamn hands down. We are original, and we've been doing this.
And listen, it authenticates
Fair use
everything we've
and
said
for
because they went
educational
down the line.
purposes.
And shout out to everybody in chat
We
who
just
has
got
been
fact checked for free by Rolling Stone.
and all of you tick boomers who've been a part of this in chat for the last 10 months and seen this harassment, who've been a part of the bullyingism, who know the truth to what's going on. It's like all of this was for all of us in a way, but most importantly, Easterling, Candace Howard, Candace Cooley, and the people, the parents of missing children. Nobody's going to hire this dude again to look for their kid or their missing loved one. Who has got all that backfeed?
She said, well, the guy shot him right in the front yard.
Not me, I muted.
That was Alice. Holy hell. That's
Sorry.
it. That's real bad for this guy. I want you guys to take this link. We've never asked for you to do anything when it comes to helping us spread awareness. But you got a Rolling Stone link and you got a Rolling Stone article. Share that with your friends today. Share that with your friends on Facebook. Share that with your friends on Twitter. Share that with your friends on YouTube.
If nothing else, it is an awesome read. It's not, it will, it's not a, it makes a good, what you call it? My husband calls it, when you're on the, just scrolling through feed, it's a good time kill. It's because, the way that it's orchestrated, it is very fucking, it's a masterpiece, no doubt.
That was the
shout
best.
out to the writer, to the journalist, to the editor.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everybody involved in that. Shout out to Jim, you stupid scroungy fuck.
How sad. How sad.
Now that's a story
Couldn't
time.
have done it without you, bud. And it's official, you're a superstar. Oh shit. Mama said, mama said.
This picture almost looks like Kesha, Candace Howard. You know Kesha? It almost
That
looks
is
like
Candace Howard, you dummy.
No, I said Candace Howard looks like Kesha.
Oh, I thought you said that looks like Candace Howard.
Almost in a way, huh? She does.
She definitely doesn't look like a crackhead.
And a drug addict. Looks healthy. So does her boy.
Listen, I'll say it. She looks hot.
Well, they're both. This is big. This news read, give it about a week.
No. This is fucking huge.
Okay, I lied. This is huge. Give it about a week and where it's reached millions of people. And Jim, you just got the publicity you wanted, buddy. Hey, that will end it.
After we do this for you, we're still going to pay your child support, you piece of shit.
Oh my.
Yes.
Now there you go.
Week to be Jim fucking Terry.
Okay.
He was on top of the world this time last month.
Let's tell people about that, Mighty Mouse.
Do it. Listen, you got a promotion video in your fucking messenger. One that I even formatted so it'll fit the screen.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. I'll pull that up right now. Matter of fact, we'll just do a little short presentation on it.
It's about 45 seconds to be exact.
Mighty Mouse made this. Shout out to her. And I think after this live stream, we're heading to her channel to discuss Aiden Clune and some things that we found.
Oh, yeah. Man, this is the best day ever.
Oh, what a great day. What a great day. I love all you guys in this little team that we have. And we never backed down and we never gave up. Even though that there was that point where, I was just like, oh.
I would be a lying son of a bitch if I said I didn't think about it more than twice.
And we
it
still
got
fought.
very, what's it called? Challenging. And I found myself several times just by myself in the shop. Like, why? Well, why am I doing this for? Is it worth it? And this right here makes all of that worth it. So thank whoever, Buddha, whatever. I don't, at this point, miracles do happen.
It was a miracle, and this is going to be big time.
Yes, because the good guys finally got to win. And I mean the good guys as a whole, morally.
Oh, there is everyone. I see a lot of everybody on YouTube. Jen, Racing
Yeah,
Stars,
on Jim's home.
We got Corey on Facebook. We got everybody linked up everywhere. The awareness is mass spreading. This is what I love about how we came together and connected, and we're using our social media platforms to spread. It is never about me. It's about Alice. It's about Mighty Mouse. It's about you, Corey. It's about Beth. It's about Mama Natalie. It's about Racing Stars, TLC, American Honey, Steve, Kayana, Jen. All you people play a huge, important role. And you've never given up. And that's mad respect and love to that. Here, let's check this out. A little short clip on what's going to happen on this event on Saturday. And you don't want to miss this one.
We don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds hiding. Want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. We be disturbing the peace. Work, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. Rowdy. We get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy. We get.
That was awesome. Thank you, Mighty Mouse, for sharing that with us.
Beth is in YouTube chat, and she says, "How do I get a key? Where do I pay?"
So YouTube, all proceeds are going to Tony, who would, I'm sure, share it with Sam, Jim Terry's
Absolutely.
abandoned daughter, who's 12 years old. They're having some financial
Hardship.
struggle.
Yeah.
So we thought we would step up. Jim likes to harass and call other people's families, not do nothing for him. He even reached out to my son. But we're going to do something different. We don't want to call and harass or bully or bother.
No, that girl's suffering
kid-
enough. I mean,
his
she's got
kids.
him as a father.
Tony did offer to do a interview. It's going to happen this Saturday on a webinar through StreamYard. It's private. You know, it's completely different than YouTube, Rumble. It's a private platform sent out by
Encrypted, only enter by key only.
you. Got to register, and I'll kick you out if we see someone in there that's not supposed to be. But
Same thing with Wells. Same lineup, same thing. No bullshit. Dancing Queen, you'll get the same thing. Thank you for your donation and fuck off.
pretty much.
Yes.
All of the money that we raise for these keys, I'm not keeping a dollar. Mighty Mouse, nobody's keeping a dollar. It's going straight to Tony.
Yep.
And I feel good about that.
For Tony and Sam.
Yep.
And for 12 years that she's been doing it by herself. Shout out to her and all the other single moms, but shout out to her because, man, you got to be a special person to be able to. I mean, can you just imagine seeing this guy gloating about all the money he's making while you're taking care of your child by yourself? Salute to her. And she's a soldier too.
That's right. Hey, we're on Rumble right now. We are live streaming to Twitch. We are live streaming to Kaylee's YouTube channel, Mighty Mouse. We are live streaming to 28 Alice's YouTube channel. We are linked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different platforms spreading awareness. It's a team effort. Good job, Mighty Mouse. Good job, 28 Alice. Thank you.
And my live stream is going to be Rumble only because that's just how I roll these days.
Yep. Cash App to
Cash App,
Pancakes.
Venmo.
You can PayPal. You can PayPal Mighty Mouse.
Yes.
She gets your PayPal. I'll give her the
I'll
key.
send it. Mm-hmm.
She can send that to
Same way as
Whoever.
same way we did it for the Wells live stream. There was a couple people that like, you know, that live in other countries that don't have Cash App, and not a problem. Just if you need my Cash App or my PayPal, let me know. It should be. I posted Salty's post that he posted on Facebook. I shared it on my community page, and I'm also gonna be uploading the promo to Rumble or whatever. And yeah, you got until what's the cutoff? Friday evening. You don't
Friday
want to do
evening.
that Saturday morning last minute.
No, we're not doing no last minute. That causes just too much chaos. Need to
Yeah,
be
too much
organized.
anxiety and necessary.
Organized and scheduled.
Yes, Friday night we'll do a live stream like we've been doing, and we'll, you know, to get a like a playbook and you know, a last call, and start go at it Saturday morning. Sounds like
The keys were 20. Some of you had sent 25. That $5 extra is going to Tony too. I don't want a penny from none of this. None of us do.
right. No, absolutely. That defeats the purpose. That would make us no different than the person that we're advocating against. We're showing him how to do what he does, but do it better, because not only are we exposing him, which is the right thing to do, we are also doing the right thing to do, which is what he says that none of us do. Not only does Mike pay his child support, he's going to pay yours too, you sorry son of a bitch. You should send him a Christmas card. Fucker.
Yeah, and that's going to happen this Saturday in the morning time, I think between 10:30 11 o'clock Mountain Standard.
We could have took a play from his playbook. We could have called and got Tony on here and not offered to do anything. And she probably would have done it, because she's a little perturbed with having to keep filing for child support and not getting it. I'd imagine she's fed up, but we did it. We chose to go about it in a way, because I listened to the stream. I wasn't here. Mike took a situation and heard that she was having a hard time and in a situation, and literally within 5 seconds in his mind came back and already had an idea worked up, and immediately I seen you in chats. 5, 6, 7 members immediately started donating. That is what is different about our crew, and why I'm so just proud, and it's just awesome to be a part of it, because we come together and quick, and we get shit done in a way that I've never ever seen before. I didn't even know was possible, and it's awesome. I don't have words. I'm just babbling, but it's cool.
And we stick up for each other, not just one another up here,
We
but
have
down
each
there
other's
as well.
backs all the way around. It's like if we're struggling, we can come here and talk about it and help each other, and not bring each other down or profit from another person's downfall. And that's humbling, and just such a breath of fresh air, especially on fucking social media, where it's trending to just be a dickhead.
We've got all the snakes out, so when one of us is in another chat and others, we come to defend.
It's awesome. It's really, like, when it's all said and done, I'm proud to because all of us started in the same place. I'm just so fucking glad that you and Exposing, started doing live streams, and because if not, I'd still be over there watching Doug and Jim. Like, thank God that
This
y'all.
funny. Hold on. This person is Lashes and Tats. I'm not sure whose YouTube channel, but they say pathetic losers that are clout chasing. Listen, we could have clout chased, absolutely.
That's Dancing Queen. I'm pretty sure.
Dancing Queen. Okay, well that's if we was taking in the money for ourselves.
What's
clout
pathetic
chasing.
is you making a fucking show about your domestic violence situation and getting cash apps on Jim's show. That's what's pathetic, boo boo. You better check yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking go get that lazy eye fixed.
That would be clout chasing. We don't clout chase. Matter of fact, when Jim has a live stream saying about, with me and my son,
welcome, Ruben.
He wants you to go pay for a membership to watch it. He's not doing anybody good but himself. So that's fucking gutter rats, Lashes and Tats.
Tragedy pimp.
And who the hell puts on fake lashes anyway? Be proud about you and who you are.
I know a couple people.
Welcome, Sanchez. We're glad you're here. He was sent by Bumblenut.
Yeah, and that's too sad that you feel that way, because we don't. And on Saturday, we're going to listen to Tony for a few hours. We'll be co-hosted by Candace Howard, who she feels comfortable with, and I'm excited for that. We're going to get an in-depth understanding of who Jim really is. Did he, I'm not sitting there going to drill her with questions. I just want to listen. I've always been a good listener, and we're excited to have her on the panel on Saturday. Of course, it's going to be a private key.
Listen, I think it would be great to just listen to stories about the last 12 years of his daughter's life that he's been hiding from, because now you can't run no more. You're out of juice, my guy.
People are asking to hear the Why So Salty again.
And that's what we're going to do. So before we leave today, everybody, we're going to Mighty Mouse. We're going to deep dive Aiden Clune. It's her day on her panel. Tony Dallas still does her stories. Please check her out, man. She tells good stories. And that's what we're going to do. Well, before we head out, I'll play the Salty song, which I love. And
what up, Ruben Sanchez?
What up, Ruben? What up, Ruben? And hopefully you're there.
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse, when are you going to start this live stream? You're doing that on Rumble.
Technically, I'm late to it because I scheduled it for like 30 minutes ago, but I'm going to start it right after this. I'm going to start music.
Let's start some music. Get maybe 11:30. It's 11:08 my time. Give me time to.
Yeah, I'm going to do like a pre-show or whatever. It's pretty much until I see you backstage because I want to eat. I got to eat. I need a sandwich. I don't work up appetite with all this pacing.
There you go. That was a fun live stream.
Fuck yeah. That was great.
I enjoyed it. Hey, everybody, thank you.
I feel like I fucking did some cardio.
It's pumped. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Yeah. Mighty Mouse, soon here in the next 30 minutes. Deep dive into Aiden Clune. Thank you, Kathy Waters, Candy Rapper, Mayor Blue, Fast Eddie.
Yay, let's go to Rumble.
Ruben Sanchez, Star Amber.
Bye.
Stony is moist. Ooh. Beth Hammond, Bia, no, I don't get the Rumble view unless you are on Rumble, but we are a team effort. If you are checking us out on Alice or Mighty Mouse's channel, all the same. TLC, good to see you. Good to see you. Cat K.
I'm jumping down. Stage is all yours, dude.
Love your face, Alice.
333, everyone.
Thank you. And that's it. Hopefully you join us on Mighty Mouse's channel here in about 30 minutes for a deep dive on Aiden Clune. Jimmy, man, that article was real bad. Real bad. Real bad. You talk about people being bad. Mr. X should be really ashamed of even sitting up there to defend you now. That is not something I would want to defend. Matter of fact, I would probably leave YouTube altogether. Hey, thank you for coming out this afternoon. God bless you. Love you. What a great article in the Rolling Stone magazine. See you soon in the next 30 minutes. Mighty Mouse. I'm out.
You're disgusting. Yo, gross. What's your problem? Look at your face.
When I come around, why you keep your mouth tight? Yeah, why you always moan every time we outside? Hey, when I put it down, they say that's about right. Yeah, because I'm in my zone, number 169. Looking too saucy, oh my. Why so salty? French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, why so salty? French fries, why so faulty? Jesus Christ, smelling like a jobby. Need wipes, and why you still talking? Keep quiet, cause I can be a softie, but you a big knight. Get with the fucking program. I'm just not affected, you so petty, you a grown man. You look so pathetic, read it, and I never wrote back. Envy so majestic, feather, where the oaks at. Can't breathe, guys, sounding like General Grievous. I know that you see us, please, won't you pay for all your visas? Leave us, try your fucking peanuts, why you wanna be us? Hurry up and keep up my Jesus. Looking too saucy, oh my. They just stay salty. French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, they just stay salty. French fries.
When they see us, bet we made their stomach twist up. Make them eat the worst they were using when they dissed us. Now they're quiet, now there's nothing left to discuss. Please just give that phone to your sisters, they missed us. They just wanna blow us kisses, these misters. Nothing like us, not at all, it's just us. Only taking top 2 when they list us. Anything else, then your panel's fucking ridiculous. Twisting up your face like an idiot. You don't even get it yet. You're too busy living on the internet. Get yourself a ticket, come and see the set. Stop being fucking ignorant. Idiot.
When I come around, why you keep your mouth tight? Yeah. And why you always moan every time we outside? When I put it down, they say that's about right. Yeah, because I'm in my zone, number 169. Ooh, looking too saucy. Oh my, bitches stay salty. French fries, I bet you try to stop me. No lies, bitches stay salty. French fries.